try at home. I am a professionally trained, irresponsible person. Okay, so this is our Toro Grandstand. It's a 40-inch deck. I have no idea what size horsepower mower this is. These are great mowers. We've had these for a couple years. They've been trouble-free. It cuts pretty darn good. But right now, this is not a good mower because it has a broken belt on the deck. That's never happened before on this mower. I have no idea how to fix it. I know it's between the deck and the motor, so let's get underneath it. But first, I'm gonna start it up. It's hot in the sun right here. So we're gonna bring it closer to the door. It's a little bit more shady over there. Let's get near the shop. So I figured the best place to start at first is to give myself some room to take a look and see. So to do that, I'm just gonna take out this pin. I'm gonna put it in my pocket so I don't lose it, because I will lose it. And I'm gonna drop the deck all the way down as far as it will go. Now I'd have to say that's quite a bit of room. So normally there's a plastic cover right here covering this pulley, like a protective cover, but it had to come off to install this quick shoot. That's just part of the routine, it's just the way it is. But let's go on to the other side. Now this is the plastic cover I'm talking about. It seems like it's already been removed. So, easy as that. Let's take a look in here and see what's going on. Well, I see a belt is gone. Just a magical belt, it just disappeared. So I know the belt attaches to the engine pulley on the bottom as well, where the clutch is. So to give myself some room to look, I'm just gonna put this up out of the way, put the platform out of the way. Hopefully it stays there. It will. Truth is, it's pretty hard to see everything underneath here. This might be a little bit more difficult than I thought. Okay, so after checking this out for a minute or so, I have a better understanding of what's going on, and it's gonna be a little bit easier than I thought, because what's going on back here, that's where the hydro pumps are mounted. And there's actually 3 belts on this mower. 2 belts that control the deck and the blades, that are controlled by the electronic clutch, the clutch switch up here, you know. The other belt is for the hydro pumps, which is back here underneath here. That's one that'd be kind of hard to get to. I'm not gonna replace it. I'll probably regret this down the road, mark my words. So we're gonna worry about the 2 belts on the deck, because those are the only 2 that I ordered anyway. I never even thought about the hydro pump belt. So the way it's stacked on the motor, you have the motor, and then there's a solid mounted pulley that comes first underneath the deck here. That solid mounted pulley is the one that's always driving the hydro pumps. And then below that is where the electronic, the blade engagement clutch is mounted. And that's where the next belt is located. And so that belt goes on the pulley to the motor, and then it drives the left side spindle over here. And there's a couple of idler pulleys to get it there. And then off of the left side belt, it drives one more short belt that connects the left side to this spindle over here. So the main drive belt, the one that broke, is the one that goes from the motor up to this area, over to this side of the deck, and then back. And then there's a little short, I'm gonna call it like a takeoff belt, like a power takeoff belt, that goes from up in this front area. And this is just a simple explanation. It goes from up here and just drives that spindle over there. I'm gonna take the GoPro and try to give a little bit better view for you all, so what I'm talking about. This spindle, I'm on the right side of the mower, this spindle is driven by this belt, and that belt is driven, and this is just a tensioner pulley right here. It's a spring-loaded tensioner pulley. But then this pulley back here, the one way back here, that one is driven by the other belt. That's why there's 2 grooves for the belts. One belt is driven by, it's driven by the motor, but then it takes power and then transfers it over here through this belt that I'm trying to show you right now. Now let's go to the other side. Okay, so now on the left side of the mower, this is the one that's driven by the main belt that did break. This is the spindle pulley, no belt. This is the tensioner pulley, tensioned by this spring right here. No problem there. And then the belt that comes off of the motor, which is right under here. Actually, here's the clutch. The clutch pulley is right there. It goes down to the lower groove on this pulley here. Hopefully you can see it. Comes over here and drives this side. But because the lower groove over there drives this belt, that makes the right side of the deck that we just talked about turn. It's the one that took all the pressure, that ran the whole system. That's the one that broke. Let me go get it. So we ordered the 2 belts that are needed. I'm gonna match up the one to the one that we still have. I have no idea where the other one went to. So let's just make sure at least one of these is the right size before we get too far into this. So, okay, so that's good. That's perfect. So this is going to be the belt for the right side, and this is the one that goes on last. So we're going to put that right here and not lose it, hopefully. Can't go far. Since I don't have the other belt, I'm going to have to assume that this one's going to fit on the other side. This one has to go down over the double pulley. They were stacked on top, the two V's. This one goes past the first V, down to the second V, and then we're going to tension it all up. A 9/16 wrench, which is also a 14 millimeter, same thing. This is what we're going to use after we get the belts on there, and we got to pull the pulleys against the spring tensioner. So I'm just going to show you on a pulley that doesn't have a belt on it right now, just what we're going to be doing. I'm going to take this over here. I'm going to stick it on the nut for the pulley that has the tensioner attached to it, and then just use this to pull on against the spring, and then what will happen is it'll make room, then the belt will be able to slide right here. But I just want to try it first without all that stuff in my way. The road map for the belt is still here. That is a big benefit. That's going to help me out tremendously. So the right side of the deck is the same thing. It's going to use the same wrench, the same size, 9/16 or 14 millimeter. I'm going to come down underneath here, put the wrench right on top of the nut for the pulley, and then it gives you leverage. It just allows you to pull against that spring. Then it'll allow the belt, you can see the belt right here, it releases tension. I'm actually going to take it off right now. That's all there is. Okay, so I'm going to have to move that GoPro a couple times, but it's in there good where you can see the double pulley that I was talking about right here. It's a double V pulley. The first belt on this side has to go onto the lower V, and then it's going to go around this tensioner pulley, and then you can't see it, it's off screen right now, but it's going to go onto the spindle pulley. So let's just get this one over the top and past the first V and into the second one, into the second groove. So here's the belt. That's the first V. Let's keep on going down, and now we're into the second one. This is going to be pretty simple now that I see what's going on. All right, so next we're going to wrap it around the crank pulley on the bottom, on the clutch itself. I'm going to point to it under here. It's this pulley. I'm using my wrench to point. It has to go into this V. So I'm just going to force it underneath there. Just force feed this thing and then get it up onto that pulley. I might hit the camera. If I do, sorry. All right, so now we have the belt in position under here. I am not confident. I thought it was. Hold on a second. Gotta make sure it's in all the grooves properly, and it's hard to see under here. So just take your time. I should take my own advice. Come on. Okay, now it's in the proper groove. The hard one was underneath here. It kept on trying to fall off of it. So that's done on this. So now just take your 9/16, 14 millimeter, it's all the same. It's pretty much reverse of what we did before. Got to pull the tensioner with the wrench, put tension on the spring, and then pull the belt over the pulley. It will go. Just make sure it goes. That's it. New belt is installed. That's the first one. The next one will be a lot easier because we're not dealing with all these pulleys. So let's go to the other side and we'll get that one installed as well. Okay, now we're on the side of the mower. It's a smaller belt. It's only going on 3 pulleys. It's pretty simple. It's going to go off for the center spindle. Then it hooks onto this tensioner right here. And then the final resting spot is going to be on the spindle for this side belt blade. Sorry. All right, here we go. Please don't make a liar out of me. Please be easy. All right, that's on there. Okay, so as you can see, well, you can't see it, I'm sorry, but it's in the right groove over there. I have it on the back side of the tensioner. So I'm gonna get my wrench on the tensioner and just walk this belt right around the pulley right here. If all goes as planned, this will be done in about 30 seconds. So, get my wrench on there, get a place to pull on it. We good? That's all it was. That simple. All right, we're back up and running. Okay, the belts are installed. The mower is good to go. Right parts make life so much easier. Okay, the last step I have to do is just to put the protective cover on. I'm sure there's a proper word for this, shield. Then we'll start it up, engage the blades, and make sure that everything is all good. Well, let's pick up the deck. It's smashed into the ground right now. I'm always afraid of losing that pin.